Family. So I have gotten busy making the flower pot gift card holder, and I've actually made a couple of them, and I had this beautiful paper collection that I really wanted to use. It's kind of like bee color, and I keep getting all these bee charms, and I thought, you know, I should finally use that paper and use some of my charms, which are not on this, but you know, I just got going on it. And so I really like the way that the colors worked together with this little die set that is from Scrap Diva Designs. So you can see like that I've got it laid out here, all the different little pieces that I used. So I actually used two different sets. I used the flower pot gift card holder, or gift card, maybe it's just gift card, I don't know. And then the foam flower set that comes with all of this greenery piece, or blackery if you're making this exact project. And then it has just these cute little flowers. And then the flower pot set comes with this really cool flower collection. And like, I mean, it's like a twofer when you get this die set, because you do get like this flower collection and you get 3 different flowers. I thought that at first you were supposed to layer those flowers, and this is what I came up with. It's not terrible or anything, but I just was like, it just looks busy, you know, like it just didn't seem right to me. And I didn't put any centers in these just because I wasn't very happy with them. And then I did make, this was my first one that I did when I was playing with colors and textures and everything. And I did use these flowers, and they're all the same size. And so it's really hard to arrange it on this particular die set. This is why I like the trial and error, is why I chose to make a tutorial for this one. And then the other thing that I did was, and this isn't like necessarily a bad thing if you need to have a thicker one, but I left both of these, when I cut, because you cut two of this one, so you get your 2 pieces here. And instead of trimming the edges off of one, I left them there, and so I ended up, with more of a box here. And there's nothing wrong with it, but I kind of like, this wants to just kind of flop in and out. But if you're stuffing something in here, then that's definitely a nice option for that, like if you're putting cash in there instead of a gift card. So this one though, I trimmed it more, and then so this is really firm in there and it stays in there really nice. So I'm gonna make a version like this today. So it's gonna be a little while. It's gonna be a little bit of a video, because I am gonna be showing you how to make the flowers the way I liked them and everything else. So let's get started. We're gonna start with the foundation of the flower pot. Well, we're gonna start by moving some of this stuff out of the way, because you know, you see the dies, you know what they are. We can move away from that. Let me get my little package here so I can put these in. And I am storing my foam flowers in with this kit. So I'm gonna start with these pieces. So I have 2 of this one. And I mean, you don't have to do a front and back, but I do like when you turn something over and it's pretty on the back as well as the front. So I do have two of these pieces as well. So it's all there together. And you know, I try to get organized before I start doing these videos, and then I find I have like a million little things going on the side, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So anyway, I'm starting out with just snipping off right where the folding mark is. And I'm not going to snip the top one, just because I like that you can use it for some reinforcement. So I'm just going to take my glue. Actually, let me fold that first. Burnish that down so it stays nice and crispy. And I'm just going to run some glue right there, and that way, as you're sliding things in and out, stretching the edge, it's not going to tear, or it's less likely to tear. I'm sure you could tear it if you really wanted to get into it and get really aggressive with it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and fold all these, and I'm not gonna fold the top one, and here's why. I actually used that edge right there to for some more space to glue the flowers on, to give it a little more lift. So I ended up just leaving that there. Whoops. rumpled my whitery. No, not winery, whitery. Greenery, blackery, you know, maybe I should just call it greenery and we'll just know that I made mine in black. And then that one is kind of in a cream color. I'm gonna put this right here so you can kind of see what my final product is. Okay, so now I'm just making the pocket. So I'm gonna put some glue on all of these folded edges. And I use art glitter glue. I'm not sponsored, it's just what I like. Tacks quickly, dries quickly, and works for me. And I'm gonna start with the bottom and just lay it over there. Make sure that I am lined up correctly. And burnish, 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 burnish. And my last one, I didn't have as neat of cuts, so I did go behind after I glued it down and did a little bit of trimming because it was sticking out just a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so as you can see, the top, I know that I put like, here's the top piece, so you're gonna need 2 and 2 if you're gonna do front and back of the little kind of lacy thing that hangs down. Oops. So the top is on the front, definitely gets covered up a bit more. So I want to make sure, let's see, do I want this, that big flower on there? Or do I want this? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the big flower on the front. So you have to kind of consider where your, like what your design is that's actually going to show. Because if you have something really attractive on the top, it's going to get largely covered up. So it's just, you know, obvious to most people, but it's worth mentioning. Just taking that into consideration and just gluing that on there to make sure it covers the edges nicely. And burnish that down. I thought when I first did this that I would want, like my first one, I did this just in black and white with this little, the apiary, the beehives and stuff. And I was like, that's really pretty. But I ended up on this one really liking the more yellow. And so I just leaned into that for this version, my most recent version. I remember right after quarantine, like when the supply chain slowed down, I could not find glue anywhere for, I think it was like a month, and I was so out of glue. So the next time I bought my glue, I literally bought the gallon jug of glue. So that was like 2 years ago. I'm still going strong on that glue. I'm like, I am not gonna run out of glue again for a long time. It's kind of funny. The good thing is it's not like going bad. I'm a teacher, and sometimes if you keep Elmer's glue around, like the white school glue, it will go rancid, and you give it to the kids to use and it smells like a cow pasture. It is really bad. Okay, so I'm gonna glue this kind of lined up with the top edge. I should have done the back first, just because there's a little tiny bit of hangover, and I'm gonna make sure that I get those little lacy edges tacked down. But there's a little tiny bit of hangover on the outside. And that's another reason to do the front and back on this, so that you get that covered up. You don't see the back side of it. But the back side, the top line is gonna be more visual than the front. And that's why I'm saying it's probably better to do the back side than the front. But, you know, it's all good, and it will turn out pretty and be just fine. All right, so I'm gonna glue that down and make sure that I'm lining up those lacy holes on the back and the front. So now on the front and the back, that's lined up, and it's not gonna look all cattywampus and weird. And I think too, that adding some stitching to this one could be extra pretty. But on this side, you're not really gonna see very much of this, if any. I'm mostly putting it there for consistency, just in case you do end up seeing something. So it's not there because you're gonna see a ton of it. So on these pieces, if you have one prettier than the other, put it on the back, which is like different than our common practice. Okay, got a little glue there. So I'm just gonna take my boning tool, scrape it off, and our foundation is done. So I'm just gonna set that aside and let it dry while I create the card. Now for the card, this one is different than that one. So because on this one, I'm gonna put a little belly band on there, and I didn't create a little panel for the front, but I might do that a little bit later. But I cut 2 of these out. You don't have to. The paper I'm using is the American Crafts cardstock, and I just wanted to make sure that the texture was on both sides. You can see like this has a little bit of a texture and this side does not. And so I wanted that on both sides of the paper. So I'm gonna first take these foundation pieces and just glue them together. And I wanna make sure and get my glue right on the edge so it behaves like a single piece of really strong paper, right? And then make sure and get those corners so they're not gonna catch up. Right here. Perfect. Okay, and then you can put these away now. Burnish that down. And then I have this little houses. Right there. This is kind of a fun die because there's a lot of diversity potential. You can create it just like this. You could also make it into a little box, like a gift box, with a little bit of like 3D situation inside. You could make it into a little gift bag. You could make it into just a regular card that flips open. So there's a lot you can do with this guy if you want to. All right, and I was looking at this and thinking I wanted to be able to slide a gift card into here. So let me make sure that would actually work. Yeah, that'll work great. So it's the perfect size for that. And when I'm making little pockets like this, I always want to make sure to get the inside edge, because sometimes when you're trying to slide things into it, it won't, because there's just a little tiny corner sticking up being obnoxious. And so those little inside edges are so important. And then I'm just going to put that end up right there and right there. Okay, lovely. And as long as I'm working on this, I'm just going to grab a little piece here, trim it out. Let's see, where's my ruler? So this is, I'm going to do 2 1/4 by 1 3/8. Is that right? 2 1/4. Maybe I'll do 2 3/8 by 1 3/8. Okay. Obviously, I was gonna make. Wait, I can't talk until I'm done with this. Obviously, I was gonna use this pattern for the flower pot at one point, but like I said, I wanted more of the black and white. Okay. And so this is now a scrap. 2 3/8. Bueno. Perfect. This thing, oh my gosh. I bought this, love it. I used a guillotine for years. Cannot find new blades for this one. I ordered blades and they don't fit. So I'm super duper annoyed. I looked like at all the craft stores, all the major craft stores, can't find the blades. So I either need to buy a new cutter or like, I don't know, find some resource for those dang blades. Super frustrating. Okay, so now my little gift card holder is done. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this right in here because I will probably put a flower or two at the top of my arrangement. So that just sits in there just like that. Easy peasy. You could stop there, but why would we? Don't stop me now. So when I was making the flowers, I started out just kind of like bending them like this. And I just didn't like the way that they turned out and was trying to figure something else out. And then I, like these ones, you can see they're just kind of like bloop. And then I found that I really liked taking my little boning tool and setting it in there and then just doing a little crease down the center of each one. And somehow that just made them pop. They turned out really pretty and I really like them. So it's funny how different flowers, different paper flowers have different situations that are better for them. Like these ones, I took the foam and then like rolled them around on, like took one of these tools and like was like, yeah, that wasn't the good one for this flower. These ones like to have these little creases and they think they look really pretty that way. These particular ones I think look good either way, but I really liked this situation. So I'm just gonna put a little dab of glue right here, and these ones are the same size. So I'm gonna crisscross them, and I'm not gonna put the centers of the flowers in until I have everything situated. I don't want to have to worry about destroying that component of the flowers. And then I'm going to do this little guy, just so there's some gradation. And once again, I'm going to do the opposite, like making sure that I'm filling all those windows where the petals should go. So that's how that one looks. So you can compare them and see how this one just kind of looks flat. That one, it doesn't have too much more height than this one, but it has more detail somehow. So I really liked the way that turned out. Now for the other flowers that came with this kit, you get 3 different flowers as long as you don't mix them up. So you get 2 of that one, 2 cuts of this one, and 2 cuts of this one. So I'm gonna do the same thing with these, where I'm just gonna do the little fold. And I like that this is double-sided paper because the back side is going to actually match with the collection. It's not just gonna be white. So that's nice. This is like white with polka dots. This one has black on the back. This one has black and white, so it's just kind of nice. And dab of glue, and making sure to situate the petals in those windows. And it just looks so good. I really like it. These ones do too. I think that each one of these flower designs is really pretty. And you know, like when you do paper flowers, it's like any kind of bouquet. Oftentimes you want diversity, not just the same exact flower. And so this is a really good way to build up your paper flower options in your collection of dies. Stick that down really good. And the last one. and I have way more flowers that I'm actually going to use, and that's okay, because I will have them left over for another project. The weather in Seattle has been absolutely gorgeous the last couple weeks, and then suddenly it turned to rain, which is okay because like our lawns are already turning brown, and so this is the second day of rain. It's kind of like a cozy day in June, but I won't deny I'm already missing the sunny weather. It's been so nice to have an early summer. Okay, so this guy's done. And now it's time to put together the arrangement. So with this one, I started out with gluing down these little ferny things, and then I glued the flowers on top of them. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. I don't particularly care for the way that the white ones turned out. I don't have a huge problem with it, but I don't love it. And then I also used the little ferns from the foam flower kit too, so that I'd have two different sizes of the ferns. Let's see. It was like the more I was working with it, the more I was like, yeah, I think I actually really prefer just the black. But the good news about having cooler weather is that we get crafting weather, and you don't feel guilty about staying inside. So you can see that I'm using that little flap right there as one more place to secure the flowers and stuff that are going to be on top. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to do one more right here. And that should be good for our ferns. Or greenery, or whatever you want to say. Okay, so now for putting my flowers on. I want one really bold flower, kind of like not in the exact middle, but at the top kind of middle. So I can't decide. Do I want this one? I think I want this one. Yeah, I want that one. I want the really bright yellow at the top. So you're right here. I want to use my hot glue gun for this, just so I have a faster stick and won't have to keep pressing it down. Got this wireless glue gun that I love, not going to complain about it, but my other glue gun is a little bit, like it doesn't drip, and this one drips, so it bugs me a little bit, but I still like it just because I don't have to deal with the wire going everywhere. Okay, and then I have like a fluffy one here on this one. Let's see, do I want to do a white fluffy? Ooh, I like that one. But the issue with my glue gun is I have to be really careful where to set it because it will just start oozing everywhere. Okay, that fluffy. Okay. You're gonna go up a little bit? Okay, well, it is what it is. I wanted this one just a little bit higher than that one, but that's okay. And then I'm going to put my littler one down there. Let's see, I have this floral one like that. Yeah, we're going for it. So I was working on a project one time and I decided, like I messed up and I made this little box, and so it lives in here and you can see all of the glue that's all over in there. from always getting set down in this box, but it's better than having it all over my desk. It irritates me to think of all the waste of glue with that. Okay, I think I'm gonna put, I'm just looking at all my flower choices. I wish I had cut some more white ones, because I almost feel like I need to put this one right here, and I didn't want to put two of that same flower right there. But it's happening. It's just gonna happen. All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit of glue here, 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 and here. Just enough to put on some leaves, so I get a little more depth with that. Stick. Oh, waited too long. Stick. Oh, do I love it? I don't, but it'll be okay. You know, like you get really particular about things, and then when you stick it all together, usually it works out just fine. Okay, I want my two sticking down leaves going towards the bottom, like that. Okay, see, it doesn't look so bad. I do want this one. Okay, it just came off, so I'll just move it. I'll put you right here. Okay, that worked. That worked. Okay, and next, let's see. What am I gonna put right here? Another fluffy. Do I want the fluffy? I think I want the fluffy there. It's just my chair, I promise you. Making noises. Keeping it classy. All right. And let's see. I need to have something right here. So I think I'm gonna put one of the foam flowers right there. Oh, I need a new glue stick in there. Oh, where is my glue stick? Oh, there is my glue stick. And some other things. Oh, come on, just sit up there without falling down. That to be like kind of a background flower, not to be one of the focal flowers. It's like the equivalent of baby's breath in arrangement. All right, it's looking good. I do wish I had more white flowers, because I'm real heavy on the dark plaids. Okay, what do I want right here? This one? Yeah, I'm gonna put that one right there. One right there. Let's see. What do I want? This and this? Or do I want this and this? Yep, that's what I want. Okay. We're doing this one right here. Do this one in the corner. You can see, like I said, pretty much covered up the whole rim slash doily, whatever you want to call it. All right, I'm going to put this up there. Yes, I am. And this is on the actual card. And I think I'm gonna put this one right here. Yeah, I like that. All right, now to glue the centers on, I have a couple different things here to choose from. I have these buttons. I got those from, I think, AliExpress. These are from Scrap Diva Designs. She released these gems last year. And then I have some flat back pearls that I'm going to use. And then I also have these holiday festive gold balls. It all works, right? Get my tweezers. Like I've lost my official tweezers, so I'm actually using beauty tweezers. Don't judge me. And I'm gonna put the black and these ones in the fluffy flowers. So let's see, I want my E6000 for that. It's because they have metal backs and I trust E6000 when it comes to metal more. It's not gonna come apart. Sometimes you open up E6000 and it just like goes ham, just comes squirting out at you. And other times you open up E6000 and it's like there's a little plug in there that you have to scrape out before you can use it. And this is just a chopped up piece from the inside of bias tape or Bic Rack. So it's like a piece of cardboard. Super fancy, I know. Don't be jealous. But it just allows me to have a tool to use E6000 without wrecking something. Okay, and then my flat back pearls are gonna go on this one and this one. And I believe I have some gold. I love black though. I think black would look good. Oh, yeah, look at that. I have black. Okay. Some more E6000. I'm wearing jeans and my jeans are just rubbing on my chair and making awful sounds today. I'm not impressed. I'm usually wearing, to be honest, pajama pants when I'm crafting. So this is a new experience for me. So I apologize if you keep hearing sounds and are like, Tamara, control yourself. You're videoing yourself. I know, and I hear it too. There and there. Oh, look how pretty it's coming together. And then for these ones, I'm going to use my Scrap Diva bling. And I just take my finger blade and I slice down those because there's a little bit of glue stuff in the middle. But then I also take this and I turn it sideways so it gets double the glue on there, or double the sticky tape, whatever you want to call it. Stick that down. Yes, sir. That's looking so cute. Loving it. And then lastly, I have these guys, and I'm just going to use regular old glue for these. So I have four. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want like little ones of these. Because I don't want them to be like biggest, fattest, juiciest ones going, haha, look at me. I have seen people attach, a little pole to, like a little ribbon or something to the top of the card so that people know they're supposed to pull it out. But this is really nice for a wedding or graduation or a birthday, like anytime you have to give a gift. And then I know that we'll probably see a lot of holiday versions of these when December rolls around, November, December. So it's a very versatile die set. Like, you get a lot of bang for your buck with this one, in my opinion. So there we have it. Let me just clean up my space a little bit. this cute little gift card holder, and you can see they turn out different like every time, obviously, even using very similar paper patterns and everything. So anyway, these will be linked below, both the foam flower die and the gift card holder. And if you use code URBAN10, you even save 10%. So happy crafting, my friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.